Welcome to JS Online Tuitions. So we'll continue looking at the cash book, and today we'll be looking at the two-column cash book. The two-column cash book is made up of the cash account and the bank account. So any transaction that involves cash is going to be recorded into the cash account. And anything that deals with check is going to be recorded in the bank account. So we have this example that we're going to use. So the example, you can see it on the screen. So it reads, Robert Tamba had the following transaction in the month of November 2001. So on the 1st of November, started business with cash at hand amounting to 4,000 kwacha. 2nd of November, opened a bank account and deposited 250 kwacha. Then on the 3rd of November, bought goods in cash amounting to 230 kwacha. Then on the 4th of November, paid for electricity and water bills amounting to 50 kwacha in cash. Then on the 5th of November, bought furniture by check amounting to 570 kwacha. Then on the 6th of November, sold goods in cash amounting to 630 kwacha. Then on the 7th of November, deposited cash into the bank amounting to 300 kwacha. Then on the 8th of November, sold goods and received a check of 55 kwacha. It was deposited into the bank. Then on the 10th of November, paid salaries by check amounting to 77 kwacha. On the 11th of November, sold goods to Harrison on credit amounting to 100 kwacha. On the 12th of November, bought goods on credit from Dorothy amounting to 450 kwacha. On the 13th of November, withdrew 400 kwacha from bank for office use. Then on the 14th of November, received a commission by check amounting to 234 kwacha. On the 15th of November, sold goods to Oliver in cash amounting to 300 kwacha. On the 16th of November, withdrew from the bank 150 kwacha for a birthday party. Then on the 18th of November, paid insurance by check amounting to 70 kwacha. On the 19th of November, withdrew cash from the bank for personal use amounting to 500 kwacha. On the 27th of November, cash sales direct into the bank amounting to 674 kwacha. Then on the 28th of November, paid for general expenses by cash amounting to 345 kwacha. On the 31st of November, paid Dorothy by check amounting to 250 kwacha. So these are the transactions that occurred in the month of November 2001. So the first thing that we're going to do is to put up the title. So I've already written the title, and the title is going to read Robert Tamba two-column cash book for the month of November 2001. So that's the first step that you need to do. So is to write down the title. So we're going to start with the first transaction. So on the 1st of November, started business with cash at hand amounting to 4,000 kwacha. So for that transaction, we are going to record it on the debit side in the cash account. So we say 1st of November. In our details, we'll say cash. And since this is cash at hand, we're going to record it on the debit side of the cash account. So we're going to have 4,000 in the cash account on the debit side. Then on the 2nd of November, opened a bank account and deposited 250 kwacha. So opened a bank account and deposited 250 kwacha. So this type of a transaction is a contra-entry transaction. And the contra-entry transaction, that means that one account is receiving while the other account is giving out, or one account is being debited while another account is being credited. So in this instance, opened a bank account and deposited 250. So that means that cash is going to be credited and bank is going to be debited. So we will say on the 2nd of November, then we are going to start with the account that is being debited. So we know that that's bank. So we'll say bank stroke cash. So you're going to start with the account that is being debited, then you end with the account that is being credited. So we know that that's 250. So we record 250 on the credit side of the cash account. Then we'll record 250 on the debit side of the bank account. And in our details there, we're going to put a C, and the C will be representing a contra entry. Then on the 3rd of November, bought goods in cash amounting to 230 kwacha. So we are going to record that type of transaction as purchases, and we're going to record it on the credit side of the cash book, since money was going out of the business. So on the 3rd of November, we'll say purchases, and we're going to record on the credit side of the cash account as 230. Then on the 4th of November, paid for electricity and water bills amounting to 50 kwacha in cash. So also this type of transaction, money is going out of the business, so we're going to record it on the credit side of the cash account. So we'll say 4th of November, electricity and water bills. So we are going to record it on the credit side of the cash account. It's 50 kwacha. Then on the 5th of November, bought furniture by check amounting to 570. So this type of transaction is also taking money out of the business, but here, since we are using check, which means we're going to credit the bank account. So 5th of November, we'll say furniture. So credit that amount, 570. Then on the 6th of November, sold goods in cash amounting to 630. So when the business sells goods, that means that money is coming into the business. And since we sold by cash, which means we're going to debit the cash account. So we're going to say sales, and we are going to debit that amount, 630. Then on the 7th of November, deposited cash into the bank amounting to 300 kwacha. So this type of a transaction is also a contra entry transaction, since we deposited cash into the bank, which means that cash was being credited and bank was being debited. So we'll say 7th of November, we'll say bank stroke cash. In our folio column, we'll say contra entry. We're going to credit the cash account by 300, and we're going to debit the bank account by 300. Then on the 18th of November, sold goods and received a check of 55 kwacha. It was deposited into the bank. So sold goods and received a check of 55 kwacha, and it was deposited into the bank. So we're going to record that amount on the debit side of the bank account. So in our details there, we're going to say sales, and we're going to record that amount on the debit side of the bank account. So we have 55. Then on the 10th of November, paid salaries by check amounting to 77 kwacha. And this type of transaction is taking money out of the business, so which means we're going to credit the bank account. So in our details, we'll say salaries, and we're going to credit our bank account. Then on the 11th of November, sold goods to Harrison on credit amounting to 100 kwacha. So this type of a transaction is not a cash transaction. That means that we're not going to record it in our 2-column cash book. Then on the 12th of November, bought goods on credit from Dorothy amounting to 450 kwacha. Also, this type of transaction does not involve a cash transaction, and that means we're not going to record it in our books, which is the 2-column cash book. Then on the 13th of November, withdrew 400 kwacha from bank for office use. So this type of a transaction is a contra entry transaction, and that means that cash is going to be debited and bank is going to be credited. As you see, it says withdrew 400 kwacha from bank for office use. So when you withdraw money from your bank account and you take it into the business, that means that in the bank account it is being reduced, and the cash at hand that you're going to have into the business, that means going to increase. So we are going to debit the cash account and we're going to credit the bank account. So for this one, we'll say 13th of November. Since we are debiting the cash account, we're going to start with cash. So we'll say cash stroke bank. And so in our folio there, we're going to put our symbol of contra entry, which is C. So we're going to debit our cash account by 400, and we're going to credit our bank account by 400. Then on the 14th of November, received a commission by check amounting to 234 kwacha. So we are going to debit the bank account. So say 14th of November, we'll say commission in our details column, and we are going to debit that amount, and the amount that we have is 234. Then on the 15th of November, sold goods to Oliver in cash amounting to 300 kwacha. So we are going to debit that amount in our cash account. So say 15th. Sold goods to Oliver, so we can say Oliver there. So we're going to debit that amount, and we have 300. Then on the 16th of November, withdrew from the bank 150 kwacha for a birthday party. So this type of a transaction is a drawings transaction, because we are taking money out of the business for personal use. For as you know, like when someone's going for a birthday party, that is not involving the business. That is just for personal use. So this type of a transaction, in our details column, we are going to say drawings. And since we are withdrawing cash from the bank, that means we're going to credit the bank account. So we'll say on the 16th of November, say drawings. So withdrew from the bank 150 kwacha. So we are going to credit our bank account. Then on the 18th of November, paid insurance by check amounting to 70 kwacha. So since money was going out of the business, that means that we are going to credit the bank account. So say 18th of November, here we're going to say insurance. We're going to credit that amount, which is 70 kwacha. Then on the 19th of November, withdrew cash from the bank for personal use amounting to 500 kwacha. So withdrew cash from the bank for personal use amounting to 500 kwacha. So that type of a transaction is also a drawings transaction. Since money is taken from the business for personal use, and that means that we're going to credit the bank account. So we have 19th of November, we'll say drawings, and we're going to credit that amount, so 500 kwacha. Then on the 27th of November, cash sales direct into the bank amounting to 674 kwacha. So that one, in our details, we're going to say sales, and since we are selling our goods, that means that money was coming into the business, and that means that we are going to debit the bank account. So say sales, and since this was deposited direct into the bank, we'll debit the bank account by 674. Then on the 28th of November, paid for general expenses by cash amounting to 345 kwacha. For this type of transaction, money is going out of the business, and since we used cash, that means that we're going to credit the cash account. So say general expenses. We'll credit our cash account by 345. Then on the 31st of November, paid Dorothy by check amounting to 250 kwacha. And for this type of transaction, money is going out of the business. That means that we're going to credit the bank account. So we have 31st of November. In our details, we say Dorothy. So credit the bank account by 250. So we are done putting up the transaction. So the next thing that we're going to do is to find the totals. So we're going to find the totals for the credit side and the debit side of both the cash account and the bank account. So we're going to start with the cash account. So we're going to add don't cut or edit. Where's the pen? I'm asking for a pen. Post-production. That's where post-production comes in. So that being just Chambo savings. Okay, let's go. So I'm going to find the totals for the debit side and credit side of the cash account. So we're going to say 4,000 plus 360 plus 400 kwacha plus 300.
630.
360. Okay, cheers. So we're going to start with the cash account. So we're going to add the debit side and the credit side. So we'll start with the debit side. So in our debit side, we have 4,000 plus 630 plus 400 plus 300. So the answer that I'm having is 5,330. So we can record this amount somewhere. So I'll record it here. So 5,330 on the debit side. What about on the credit side? So we have 250 plus 230 plus 50 plus 300 plus 345. The answer that we are having is 1,175. After you find the totals for the debit side and credit side, the next thing that you're going to do is to get a large figure. So the large figure that you have is 5,330. So you're going to record that figure on both the debit side and the credit side. So we'll say 5,330 on the debit side and 5,330 on the credit side. So here we are supposed to find a figure here that is going to make the credit side balance with the debit side. So we're going to say 5,330 minus 1,175. So I'm having 4,155. So this figure is going to be our balance carried down on the credit side of the cash account, and this figure is recorded on the at the end of the month, which is the 1st of November. Then we're going to say our balance brought down. So our balance brought down is going to be on the debit side of the cash account. So 5,330, and this is recorded in the next is recorded on the first day of the next month. So this is going to be 1st of December. So we are done with the cash account. Let us go to the bank account. So we'll start by adding the debit side of the bank account. So we have 250 plus 300 plus 55 plus 234 plus 674. So I'm having 1,513 on the debit side. What about on the credit side? We have 570 plus 77 plus 400 plus 150 plus 70 plus 500 plus 250. So I'm having 2,017 on the credit side. The totals on the debit side is 1,513. Then on the credit side is 2,017. So the next thing that you're going to do is to record a larger figure. So as you can see, 2,017 is a larger figure than 1,513. So we're going to record that amount on both the debit side and credit side. So we'll say 2,017 on the debit side and 2,017 on the credit side. So we are supposed to find the balance carried down on the debit side. And how we find that? We are going to subtract 1,513 from 2,017. So say 2,017 minus 1,513. So that's how you can draw up a 2-column cash book. So where you have questions, please make sure you put them in the group, and make sure you join our online tuitions. Our online tuitions, they go at 100 kwacha per subject, and that's per month. We also sell some full topics videos at 30 kwacha. We also sell some past papers with answers, and the past papers with answers, they go at 20 kwacha per paper. We have exciting services at JS Production. Just make sure you contact us on 1973023620, and you'll be able to enjoy all the services that you want. And the person that was behind the camera was Mr. Hamlet Mukwe. Cheers. Peace out.